Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Hasanul Banda Himel in another video of AWS for everyone. Today we are going to learn about one of the foundational concepts of AWS, which is Identity and Access Management, or IAM. If you are new to cloud security or AWS, this is a perfect place to start for you. By the end of this video, you will learn what is IAM, how does it works, and what is the concepts or how to manage access to your AWS resources securely. So let's dive into it. So, what exactly IAM is? IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. It's a service provided by AWS that allows you to manage who can access your AWS resources and what they can do with your resources. In simpler terms, if we simplify this, what is IAM? IAM helps you to control access to your AWS account by defining permissions for different users and groups. This ensures that only authorized personnels or authorized individuals can access and perform specific actions on your resources. So many people wonders why IAM is important and why you should learn or why you should use IAM. Here I have some key reasons why you should use IAM for your project. At first, if we look at the security, IAM is crucial for securing your AWS environment. By setting up proper permission, you can minimize the risk of unauthorized access and protect the sensitive data. Then we have the granular control. So what is granular control or how the IAM helps here? IAM allows you to define detailed permissions so you can control exactly who can do what within your AWS account. So that ensures you security more. This includes everything from reading data in S3 to launching EC2 instances. Then we have our compliance. For organizations that need to adhere to industry regulations, IAM helps ensure that access controls meet compliance requirements, providing an audit trail or who accessed what and when. You can compare this with, if we want to compare, you can compare with the Git. When we push a code, it leaves the trace when I push the code or when my fellow teammate push the code, like that. And finally we have the scalability. As your AWS environment grows, IAM makes it easier to manage permissions across multiple users and resources, ensuring that your security scales with your infrastructure. Now, if we look at what are the core IAM concepts or what are the core topics you should learn about the IAM. To effectively use IAM, it's important to understand some of its core concepts. Let's break them down. At first, we have our users. A user is an individual who has permanent access to your AWS resources. You have some fellow users, like if we have a browser or a website, you have some users, right? When you build a project, if you have an e-commerce site or something like that, you have users. Or for here in IAM, a user is an individual who always have permanent access in your AWS resources. Each user has a unique set of credentials such as username, password, or access keys. Like if we look at the Facebook, everyone has their unique credentials. I have my own username and password, you guys have your own username and password, something like that. And then we have the groups. Groups are the collections of users. Instead of managing permissions for each user individually, you can assign permissions to a group, and all users in that group inherit those permissions. If you are include or if you are inside that group, you will automatically have that permissions which is given to you. Then at third, we have roles. Roles are similar to users but are meant for AWS services or applications, not people. Roles allow your resources to interact with each other securely without needing to share long-term credentials. And finally, we have our policies. Policies are the rules that define what actions a user, group, or role can perform on specific AWS resources. Policies are written in JSON file and can be either managed by AWS or created by you. Now let's move on to our practices, or what is the best practices for your IAM. Before we wrap up, here are the best practices for using IAM effectively. At first, we have the least privilege principle. Always grant the minimum permission necessary for users, groups, or roles to perform their tasks. This reduces the risk of accidental or malicious problems. And then we have MFA, or the use of multi-factor authentication. Enable MFA for your root account and all IAM users to add an extra layer of security. Then if we look at our third point, the rotate credentials regularly, we can encourage the users to rotate their passwords and access keys regularly to reduce the risk of compromised credentials. And in the fourth, we have the monitor and audit IAM activity, and finally avoid using root account. Here we will limit the use of the root account to essential administrative tasks only, and create individual users with appropriate permissions for day-to-day operations. Now, and there you have it, a comprehensive overview of AWS Identity and Access Management, or IAM. With these basics under your belt, you are on your way to managing access and securing your AWS environment effectively. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more AWS tutorials and cloud security tips. Have any question or need any query or any further clarification? Drop them in the comment below and I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.